My name, my government name is Jeffrey Elliott. My AKA is Spike Richards. I'm a member of, I'm the Supreme War Council of the Black Space 17th Division. My sister Mickey, God bless the dead, she was living on 169th Street in Boston Road. And my man Coke, he had a name. We just gave because he liked to drink soda, Coca-Cola sodas back then. So we called him Coke. Then we had my brother Comanche, and his name is Mark, but we call him Comanche. So I'm walking down the thing, and we's always talking. So I used to always have a toothpick and a little, how would you call it, a little scout knife, you know? And they was like, yo, man, you got to get a nickname, because they was calling me Jeffrey, so they called me Jeff or something like that. So he was like, nah, you got to get a nickname, man, you got to get a nickname. So Comanche and my man Coke, they said, nah, we gonna call you Spike, dude, because you always got that toothpick, blah, blah, blah. So they call me Spike, and ever since it stuck. A lot of us is coming up with certain things, man, to do positive. You know what I'm saying? It's about the people, man. It's about helping, you know? And we've been around a long time, and a lot of people don't live to be our age, you know? A lot of people, you know, that grew up with us died, you know? A lot of people went to jail for representing this. The Black Spades is a worldly organization. That's what we are. You know, it's all over. We all over. It's about community, keeping the. You know, we back in the days we used to keep the community clean. We used to, you know, we used to have block parties. We used to let the old people hang out, sit down. If something happened, we just say we had a gang fight or something, and we had to move, run or something. The old people in the neighborhood, they protected us. Come on in the house. You know what I'm saying? Not only did they protect us from the individuals that protected us from the authority to make sure that these my boys, they ain't doing nothing, and it's the old ladies and you know that was sitting outside and they could sit outside and drink their beer or drink their water, soda, whatever it was. They could do what they wanted to do, and nobody would mess with them. I'm older than him, but he was, like I said, they was doing their thing, and every division in the spades had different sectors of the city, from Brooklyn to Yonkers. You know, we had different sectors to the city. So only time we really met, it was in Soundview when we had the meetings. You know, we have a spade meeting. All the divisions would go to Soundview. All the divisions would go to the Boys Club on Whole Avenue. You see what I'm saying? And this is when we all, you know, mingle mainly. But if you was like me and a few of us, we go all over to the divisions and see what's happening, talk, you know, hang out and see. But 17th, we was called the Gestapo, you know, because we made a name for ourselves, because at first we was real small, and then we grew to be real big, you know. So everybody, when something happened, they always call the 17th. A sense of direction, man. You know, self-worth, because you know they listen to the media, they listen to society so much, and they think that they're nothing, you know, but throwaway. You know how it is. Back a couple of years ago, they called them the X generation. You know what I'm saying? They just X'd them out. They X'd them out totally. They're unknown to themselves. They're unknown to the public. They're unknown to everybody. So being that they're unknown, they do things unknown to everybody else. They just do wild things. They do things, they just do anything to get a rise out of society or to get a rise from their parents, you know? When I came up, like I said, we had an identity problem, all of us, everybody, because, you know, we couldn't identify with you. If you got sisters and aunts and stuff like that, you can't identify with the women in your family. I mean, you know, they can nurture you to a certain degree, but once you become a man, you have to identify yourself with something. So a lot of us, man, we identify ourselves with the street. A lot of them sold drugs, a lot of them did this, stick up everything until they found a sense of family. You see what I'm saying? So the identity hang up, man, because I couldn't identify with anybody in my family because they were all women. So I go to the street, and you try to find love in the street, trying to find, you know, your Conrads or your male role model. And a lot of people growing up in the inner city, their role model was drug dealers, stick-up kids, pimps, robbers, or just bums. You know what I'm saying? So now you find somebody else to come with a sense of direction, man, because we came with history. Dude, we all came with history. When they came with history. We brought history about you, the black folks, of this town or whatever you want to call it. But this is what they came with. So we then have something to identify with. You see what I'm saying? So now you identify with your brothers, and these is black spades, and so be it. You know what I'm saying? If one get in trouble, if you mess with one, you got to mess with everybody. Some of us did the right thing, and some of us misused that because you had that much power. You know what I'm saying? You being that you was a black spade, you could call 10,000 dudes to come to your aid. You see what I'm saying? That's bigger than some armies in countries that they don't have. So you got 10, 15,000 individuals coming to your aid to protect you because you're a spade. You see? So a lot of them abused it, but a lot didn't. But it was always like that. We always protect our brother. But hip hop, I would say it united everybody. You see what I'm saying? Everybody. Not just black people, not just Puerto Rican people, you know what I'm saying? Caucasians, Japanese, Chinese, everybody can relate to hip hop. So that's the light for them, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody is in tune with that. Hip hop, rap, and all that. You see the kids today, they don't care what color they are. They listen to hip hop. You see what I'm saying? Right. So they united. So everything evolves. The Black Spades evolved, the Zulu Nation evolved, hip hop is evolving. It's like, it's the thing. Long as we don't stay stagnated, we can do better. Once we start stagnating and think and become complacent, then we messed up. That's when trouble starts, when you get complacent. When you think everything is mandatory. It's not. You got to constantly work to better yourself all the time. All the time. Not just sometime, all the time. So that's it. That's my story.